ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين.
Where do you come from?
Belgium.
Belgium. What's your native language?
Dutch.
Dutch.
But my English is fluent. So.
Is this Dutch? Netherlands Dutch or different? Yeah, you can have one. Do you have Quran?
Oh, thank you. No.
Yeah, this is free. We also have these pamphlets. It's about Islam, about the Quran, about Muhammad, about Muhammad, peace be upon him, the Quran, Islam, scientific truth about in the Quran. And this is the list of prophets from Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad. All of them are prophets from God to remind people to worship God alone. Do not worship idol. This is, yeah. What's your background belief? What do you?
Atheist.
Atheist, yeah. So yeah, we believe in all the prophets. We believe God is one, and so yeah. So do you believe God exists or not exist?
I believe there's something, but I'm not entirely sure whether it's a God.
Yeah, of course. A lot of people demand to see God, to believe, or to see miracles in front of their eyes. Yeah, but definitely these prophets had some miracles for their own time. And what we have today is a living miracle, which is the Quran. A lot of scientific truth in it. Everything in it is absolutely accurate. No verbal mistakes, no contradictions. No one could imitate it. It's fully preserved from the time of revelation until today. Assalamu alaikum. كيف الحال? حياكم الله. Sorry. So, yeah, it's unique. So it's a living miracle with us. Nobody could bring anything like it. As you see, a lot of scientific truth have been in it since 1,400 years ago. For example, the stages of the embryo, how the baby develops in the womb, all the stages God describes visually. So today when we see it on the scanner, is as God described it. The expansion of the universe, that universe is expanding, Big Bang. The two seas meet, they don't transgress or mix together. That God sent iron from space, it was not original from Earth. The heavy clouds, the clouds are heavy. There are peaks, mountains underground. All of these scientific truth that we're discovering today is already in the Quran. So yes. Yeah, and we can see the creation of God, like can see each other. Yeah. If I tell you this mosque came by nothing, came by itself, you're not going to believe me. If I tell you my phone came by nothing, by billions of years, a grain of sand turned into iPhone 16, of course, it's not something believable. So there's definitely any design, there must be a designer. So you say we're more complex than the phone. So definitely someone designed us. And we see there's like specific measurements in this world. Like, for example, we breathe oxygen, we put out carbon, and the trees do the opposite so that life can keep going. And also the sun and the moon, when the eclipse happens, they all looks the same size, but the sun is very huge, but the space between them makes them look alike. Yeah, and also the sun distance from Earth is very fixed amount of space. So we can clearly see there's a specific design to keep the Earth. Like if something is different from all these elements, it's just gonna make Earth not being able to live. Yeah. Also the creatures you see, like the ants, the bees, everything have its own role to keep this life going. Yeah, so there's definitely something out there, but we cannot understand exactly what's God, because for example, now today with technology we can prove God exists. Yeah, for example, all of us have DNA. Each person has his own DNA from Adam until last human. Each DNA is unique, of course. So to say that someone who possesses all these DNAs, all this information, someone have to have intelligence. So you say God is all knowledgeable, yeah? So we can extract some attributes here and there from the technology we have. But unless that God tells us about himself, we're not gonna have the full picture or to have the full assumption, because some people can assume, some people can assume. So yeah, what God says in the Quran about himself, that he's all knowledgeable, all hearing, all seeing, all powerful, the first, the last, have no beginning, have no end. He's the giver, he's the taker, he's the merciful, he's the forgiver. Yeah, so we can see these labels there. We see the one on the right, it says Allah, shape of W. So that's the name of Allah, that he described himself as Allah. Even the time of Jesus, if you look at the language Jesus spoke, he spoke Aramaic. So in his language, if you Google what's God in Aramaic, you'll find Allah. Yeah. So even Jesus was worshiping Allah. According to the Bible, he fell to his face and prayed to God. Like a Muslim. The same with Moses, same with Abraham. They all fell to their faces and prayed to God, and they did charity. They give charity. They did fasting. They did pilgrimage to Kaaba, to Mecca. Yeah. So what we find about Quran, that God described himself about 99 names. So you see on the second floor, see those labels, the rectangle labels. The second floor is a prayer for women. Women can also pray in the back. So the idea is to separate women and men while praying. So the second floor is for women, which is a nice view from there. So these labels have in total 99. The labels goes to the back and then to the left.
What's the idea behind the separation?
The separation is because salah means salah means connection. So it's connecting directly to Allah. And because of human nature, if a man prayed beside a woman, side by side, we touch shoulder and feet. So it's just gonna be not the connection is gonna be disconnected, right? So the idea is we disconnect from life and we connect to the Creator 5 times a day. So if there's any distractions, it's gonna disconnect the relation, right? Yeah. So the idea is to separate. In the time of the Prophet, men used to pray in the front, and then children, and then women. Yes. So the idea is not superior or inferior, but the idea is if the men were behind the woman, they definitely look, because that's the natural of the man. Yeah. But God entrusted the woman; they're not gonna look or something like that, right? So yeah, that's different, like biology. So God created us; He knows us better than we know ourselves. So that's why it was legislation like this. Yeah. So yeah, there's in total 99 names and attributes of Allah. As I said, the all-powerful, the all-knowledgeable, the all-merciful. Yeah. So what do you think so far?
I love it. It's a beautiful book.
Yeah. Do you have a question about, God Almighty or about Islam? Any misconception you have? Anything that you have heard of could not be true? A lot of Islamophobia today around the media.
No, I would definitely not describe myself as Islamophobic. I try not to judge about things I don't know too much about, so I also try to not misjudge.
Yeah, that's nice.
But I'll try and find some answers.
All right, and you can keep this as well. If you have
I won't take it because I'm gonna maybe lose it and then it's gonna be on the street. So I'm just.
Okay. All right. Take care.
Have a good day.
Bye. You too. Bye bye.
ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين